The whole idea about not calling retarded kids retarded is endemic to a lot of things that are going on right now and really tearing up the country. And if you tear up America, you're destabilizing the world. So it's really hurting the whole human population. And the reason that people want you to call children special instead of retarded is mainly because mothers have retarded children and they are not happy about it. It is very unpleasant, and they wish they had a normal, healthy child that was going to grow up and have babies and get married and go to college. And they're missing out on every milestone. It's very painful. A lot of some of the children have to go to the hospital and go to a lot of doctor bills. I mean, no one would really want to have a retarded child if they could say, here you can have one or the other. There would be a really weird person that would want the retarded, in fact, kind of sick. Because retarded means defective. It means that their brain, it does, and you can't do anything about that. It means their brains are not formed correctly and they can't interact with the world except in a very small space. And then to call them special instead of retarded destroys the meaning of the word special, which words are very important. That's how we communicate with each other. And if you tear up the meanings of words, then we can't talk anymore, which these women who have retarded babies would like. They would like us not to be able to talk about the fact that their child is retarded because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to know it. It is painful and they wish it would go away. And what they need to do, of course, is deal with it themselves, come to some kind of understanding about, the pain that life has dealt them, and try to make that child's life as wonderful as they possibly can and not worry about the outside world and not try to change the outside world. Focus their attention on the child. And it's like the transsexuals, who want you to believe that this man has become a woman. Because if everyone will say that they're a woman, then maybe they can feel like, that maybe that will make it come true. Just like if you call a retarded child special, maybe they will become a normal child. It's a fantasy game used with language by people who don't have a stake in a healthy society because they have problems that are making their inclusion in a healthy society impossible. Retarded children are never going to be part of the larger school and just another kid and play football and run around and date any girl. The kids can be nice to them for a little while, but they are not engaging enough to become very close friends with and share your troubles. And they're just not. Their brains are not that developed. And the little boys who want to be girls are never going to become girls. And so they're never going to fit anywhere into society. And so they don't care if they make everyone say something that's not true and destroy the language and destroy our ability to communicate and differentiate between men and women, because they're not going to be part of the good that all that brings us. And it's up to us to stand up and say, we're sorry, but you are retarded, and we are going to do all we can to be nice to you and decent to you and not ugly to you, but we're not going to pretend like you're something you're not. And we're hoping that we can get away from having retarded children in the future, and we're doing everything we can. And so we have to identify this so we know what we're moving away from. And if you are a boy who wishes you were a girl, we're sorry. That's not going to happen. And we're not going to pervert our idea of masculinity and femininity, or more specifically, maleness and femaleness, until we can't differentiate ourselves. And we're going to be as decent to you as possible, and you can do what you want, but you don't have freedom to change what we want. You have to live with your problem, and if you want help with it, then we will talk to you and we will do everything, reasonable that we can, but we're not going to pervert our reality and destroy the human community.